Oh, wow. Okay. Why do I look like I'm in witness protection right now? Hi everyone. Why do I feel like because I missed a week, I forgot how to podcast fully? I feel like this is my first time ever doing anything in my life remotely entertaining. I do look like I'm in witness protection. I feel like I'm a witness in a massive crime, and the judge was like, we need to hide you. We need to hide you in the middle of Arkansas or like Idaho on a potato farm, and we need you to wear a hat at all times and sunglasses, because if anyone knows who you are, you're done. And I'm not famous. I know that. Trust me. It's very evident I'm not famous yet. I just look like I've seen some shit. Like I know I have, okay? I have news for you. And why does it matter to you? It's because you're going to be getting a whole new perspective. That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. Sometimes I just like the sound of my own voice. I moved to New York. I hopped off a plane at JFK and I bought this Yankees hat because I was like, obviously, I need to fit in. Obviously, what I'm going to do is fit in as a main character. Because I identify as a main character, what I do have to do is fit in. I moved to New York City, which is why last week I couldn't get an episode out because I was moving. I took a flight at 6 a.m. from SFO to JFK, and I was like, this is the beginning of something new. I wrote myself a contract, a terms and conditions list, and I had to sign it at the end. And if I don't sign it, if I don't do the things that I have written on the contract, I have to go home. I'm holding myself accountable. I need you to hold me accountable too. And I think for the next, I don't know, however many months, I need to be able to say that I've done all of those things. And we'll touch on that going forward in different episodes. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about my new main character era in New York City, baby, and the beautiful solitude that comes with it. That's really scary for me. But before I start, I want to I know I look, no, please. I actually, no, like, what if I go like this the whole time? For my listeners, I'm putting my hand in front of my face because I'm like, I don't want you to see the Prada bags under my eyes. No, in all seriousness, I'm not going to get too detailed, but I hope in the last week, I'm just going to cut to the chase. I've just seen such a lack of humanity. And I know everyone's afraid to say something because you're afraid to say the wrong thing or the right thing, or you're afraid to offend, or you're afraid to not say the most accurate thing. And with so much going on with the news reporting things that aren't true, that are sometimes true, that are half made up, half not, and politicians do. It's just as someone who's from the Middle East, I feel like I do have a duty to say what's happening. I just pray for humanity is what I say. For all sides. I pray for humanity. I pray for children. I pray for innocent civilians. I pray for justice. And I'm not even fucking religious. Like, I'm gonna just keep it real. Like, I'm not religious. I'm not someone who like looks to God for my answers. I don't even look to the universe. I'm like, is it in front of me? Yes or no? I do believe in a higher power, but like, regardless. Yeah, this is not really a call to action about anything. This is not a like, oh, we're going to talk politics. That's not something I want to do today. But I just really, I want to push you to reflect on your humanity, on your empathy, and on your privilege. Because people are dying, not only in the Middle East, but all over the world, in our own backyard, in this country. And we could just see it on our phones and then just keep scrolling like it doesn't even affect us, when like it does. It should make you feel something, because it means you're human. Yeah, just give love to each other, to everyone. Give kindness. Give yourself love. And let's make this world a better place for everyone. That's all I have to say about that right now. Moving on. Should I put my sunglasses? I genuinely don't know if I should put my sunglasses back or not. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna go like this, because like, what's the worst that could happen? You guys think I'm ugly? Well, that's incorrect, because that's also a lie. Because if you thought I was ugly, that objectively means that through the lens of science, that means you're stupid. Do you know what I mean? But like, do you actually understand what I mean? Like, if you think I'm ugly, that means you're stupid. There's that pipeline. So I want to talk with you guys about my move to New York. So I decided to move to New York because I was like, I've been here, done that with LA. Like, all of my communities in LA, my friends are in LA, like acting's in LA, but like, I've just done it. I've been there. I feel like I've been stagnant for so long. So I was like, I need to challenge. I got comfortable. And I think so often as people, we get so comfortable in where we are and like what's going on with our lives. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm growing in any way. I was growing, but I feel like I'm at a plateau now. And remember what I said? Do you remember when I said that I want to be at a constant incline? That's what I fucking mean. I want to be at an incline at all times, and challenging myself, challenging yourself will get you at that incline. I actually can't get over how bad my under eye bags are. And so I moved to New York. I'm subletting my friend's place. I almost said where I was going to live. I was like, actually, I don't trust you bitches. What I'm going to do is not trust you bitches. So I'm just subletting. I'm in a little studio. I'm like in my little cute era, like my little studio. Like, when I take a shit in the bathroom, like you will smell it in the bedroom. Like, that's how small it is. And I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with that. I'm obsessed that like when I cook, all of my clothes in my closet smell. Sorry, it's true. And I'm obsessed with walking. And like I've been here for 5 days as I'm recording this podcast episode. And I've learned so much about the city, the people here, myself, and my outlook on others. I'll touch on it. This is objectively, scientifically, my first fall. Like, in California, there are no seasons. Sorry. It's the Sahara Desert. It's literally the Sahara. It's hot, hot, hot at 90 degrees. Like, climate change is really climate changing in California, in LA. It's so hot. And I've just always wanted, like, I've always been that girl that, like, loves seeing the leaves fall and, like, wanting, it just, I finally get to have that now. And like wearing a coat and like actually being like cold, because as you know, I do have hyperhidrosis, so I sweat all the fucking time. But like being cold here, it makes me feel so good. And I love, love. This is my favorite thing in the entire world, this feeling. I'm going to paint the picture. I want you to close your eyes. Once again, if you're driving, close your fucking eyes and drive. Don't be stupid. Imagine you feel the sun beaming at your face. Like you have that heat from the sun, but it's so cold outside and it's brisk, or like they say in New York, brick. And feel that coldness while you're like all bundled up in your coat. And it's so cold, but it's so bright. That is my favorite fucking thing. That is my favorite type of weather. That is my favorite type of weather, when it's sunny, but it's also fucking cold outside. And that's what I've been, like, it's been happening here. Everyone here is such a main character. And like, I know obviously every single person in the world is a main character. We know, I don't need to give you the lowdown, but actually everyone here is walking with intention. Like, I fucking own the streets of New York. Like, I'm starting to talk like this now. Like, I was listening to one guy, he was outside of a 7-Eleven with his, on his phone, and it's in speakerphone. And also, no one here actually uses headphones or talks with the phone in their ear. It's always on speaker. That is something I've realized here. And this guy is holding like a big Slurpee with his phone out. And he goes,
I'm a fucking degenerate, Carol. I'm a fucking degenerate. What do you have to do about it, huh? I'm a fucking degenerate, Carol. Leave me or be with me.
And I was like, now that is drama. Now that is acting. Now that is theater. I know SAG is on strike, but this guy is acting for his life. It was to die for. I was like, give this fucking man an Academy Award already. What the fuck? Like, give this man his award. I don't know who Carol is. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Carol. I don't know, because this guy, because he's like, I'm a degenerate. I'm like, yes, the fuck you are. And I've just been people watching more. Like, I've seen like so many people on first dates, which makes me excited for Bay to come here. And just people just walking hand in hand, friends. Like, I was walking with my friend Nikki, and she was like, and that's the restaurant that Trevor Noah and Dua Lipa went on their first date last November. And I was like, like, this is, even though like I don't really give a shit, it's like I'm just in my Broad City era. Like, I'm Alana and Abby right now. Like, it is so incredible. And I've been people watching more, because I just feel like we get the freedom to observe more here. Because in Los Angeles, you're constantly in your car. Like, if you're going from point A to point B, most often than not, you're driving. And we don't really, and when driving, you don't get you're gonna fucking crash into a pole. Like if you're gonna be stopping and looking at some person and you can't hear anyone, where it's like, I'm an eavesdropper. Like if you're at a restaurant next to me, I'm gonna listen in. If you're talking tea, I'm gonna listen in. If a guy's on the subway next to me and he's on his phone texting someone, I'm gonna look. Like I am that bitch, and I feel like there's such, obviously it's an invasion of privacy, but like whatever. But also it's like, I don't know, like everyone's on their own little journey, and I think you get reminded of humanity. Another key thing, you get reminded that everyone's on their own little main character journey. Because in LA, it's like you don't really leave your house. Your house is bigger a little bit, or your apartment. You're in a car. You see your friends. You go from point A to point B with intention, which I think is great. But in New York, you're walking and you're like, you might just see something happen at a bodega, or like you'll see like also everyone has a fucking cute dog here. But like every day there's a new different like street posters and different artwork and like different people wearing cool outfits, and like I don't know, you just have the opportunity to like I don't know, you can't see this if you're listening, but like I'm glowing right now even though I look like I just got punched in the eye. Like I've been here for 5 days, and I've never, other than being in London, have felt so myself and so confident in like I have a pep in my step, and like I don't know, like it feels like I finally, if not now, when? Because I was like, I want to move when I'm older, blah blah blah. No, if not now, when? I don't have kids. Like I'm a young adult woman doing what I want to do in my life, and I feel like that's kind of the outlook that I'm thinking about right now as I move to New York in my little New York era. Not even little, like if not now, when? So like I got here like 5 days ago, and like I've been going out constantly, and it's not even going out for the intention of drinking. It's not. But it's the fact that I get to like walk places and not have to drive or Uber. And obviously you do sometimes have to Uber here, but like I can like meet up with a friend down the street so quickly here. And like another thing I want to touch on this episode is I'm going to talk about my terms and conditions list that I wrote myself. I'm going to talk about the solitude in New York. And then I'm going to talk about making friends in your 20s. Because those are 3 big things. Why do I feel like I'm holding a gun right now? I'm against guns. Let this be very fucking clear. But those are 3 things that I feel like I've never actually really had to think about until now. So let's get into it. Okay, we're back. So I'm just going to read you first my little terms and conditions list. October 11th, 2023, moved to New York. Number 1, and I'm reading this off my little orange notebook because orange is my favorite color and orange is the color. Number 1, say yes. Also, why do I feel like such a chug? I feel so chuggy doing this right now. But like to new friends, experiences, night outs, opportunities, and thoughts. 1 friend date a week. So like asking friends, like people I don't know yet, which I'll get to with making friends, like every week, meeting someone new that I can like have as a friend here. And like also for the future, like I feel, I'll touch on that later in the episode. 10,000 steps a day, live music. I want to see more live music. I feel like with LA, you have to drive to the place, park, go, pregame, blah, blah, blah. Whereas here, I feel like everything's just at a park, like, or like at a pub or a bar or a small venue. In LA, you have to make a fucking trek to do it. And I just feel like I want to see live music. My best friend Eva, she loves a gig. She calls it a gig. And I just want to, I don't know. I feel like when you look back, when you're older, one of the most important things that you remember are like live experiences, whether it's a play or a musical experience. So I want to do more of that. An acting course that fits me. I've been researching different acting places and acting classes throughout New York, because I still want to keep up to date with my craft. And, it's like an exercise. It's like a muscle, if you don't move that muscle for a long time, you're going to get kind of rusty, musty, dusty with it. And I don't want to do that. Also, I'm really fucking craving nicotine right now. Like once again, I haven't done it in a month and a half, but like in New York, everyone does it. And I'm just like, I just want so bad. I'm not speaking English right now. I want so bad. All right, number 6, read a fucking book. Instead of TikTok or Insta, bring a book to a coffee shop, park, etc. First of all, once again, I'm a fucking chug and I'm a Gen Zer. Why does that feel derogatory? Chug. It's just chuggy. I want to read more. Yeah, I'm kind of also over TikTok, like going on it so much because it's like the same thing over and over and over again. But I'm kind of like, when's the next social media little thing gonna come out? Because I feel like once TikTok dies, Instagram's dead. Facebook, God forbid. eBay, she's turning in her grave. She wants to come back. What was it? Be real. TBT. Open heart. That means always remain with an open heart and open mind.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Next, stay focused. Know what's serving you and what is not. Stay focused and know what you are there to do. Go get him. Yasmin, I believe in you. XX, Yasmin. Okay, girl. Like, Yasmin, you did that. Yasmin, it was a love letter to myself. And I feel like I'm going to look back at this time. And at the end, I signed it. I had X marks the spot, sign in the dotted line. That's what I did. That's what I fucking did. Because I was like, you know what? I need to hold myself accountable because no one else will. No one's going to hold you accountable like you will. And that's why it goes from my first episode from this podcast. No one will be there and advocate for you like you will advocate for you. So might as well hold yourself accountable while you do it. So that was my terms and conditions list. I also feel like right now I should just tell you, I just want to debunk something right now. I've heard the rumors. I understand the gravity of it, the weight, blah, 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 blah. I want to debunk the fucking myth that says New York people aren't kind. That's not true. They're just fucking real. I think genuinely everyone's been so nice to me. Everyone's been so kind. Like straight up really cool. I just feel like people don't like bullshit. And I think in LA and I think in other places and Miami and I don't know what other major cities, they take people's straight upness as being dismissive or rude. When I think, honestly, thank you. I think I'm going to salute you. You are braver than the troops is what you are because it takes bravery to be fucking straight. And that's my Republican propaganda.
It takes bravery to be straight.
Imagine it takes to be a straight woman. It is brave. And that's the gay agenda. That is what the Republicans want in our life. That is what Candace Owens and Tommy Lauren want so badly. They're like, being straight is so brave. Could you imagine if like you had to come out as being straight?
Mom, Dad, like, I'm heterosexual.
Shut up. Anyways, next, I have been reaching out to so many people while I'm here because I want to make new friends. I feel, and this is a harsh opinion, not even a harsh opinion, I just feel like people get comfortable with their friends. And I think that's amazing. Like I have my friends, I have my group of best friends. They're my ride or die, but like, I feel like everyone gets so comfortable. And this is a part of the reason why I moved to New York is to challenge myself because I want to grow my friendships. I want to grow. Like platonic relationships are so important. And whether it's like a friend like for a season or for seasons, like it's important to meet different people and hear their shared or hear their lived experiences, see where you can empathize or where you don't, or like see a different perspective of something or see like what you want in a friend. You know, like if someone like goes out, for example, like I went out with someone recently and I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to make a new friend. And like, she was just very, like, we just didn't, like, I just felt like I had to perform a little bit. And that was for me to know. And I guess, that's nothing on her. That is nothing on her. I think she's a great girl. But for me, I was just like, I just feel like I have to be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, when you meet someone for the first time, it's nervous. And making new friends is like going to school for the first time when you're younger. Do you remember that? Like, when you're in like elementary school and or middle school even, you're like going to like a new class or a new school and you're like trying to make friends and it's like you're kind of trying to impress someone. I felt like I had to do that and I was like, I'm goddamn too old and too grown to have to pretend to impress someone. And no shade to her, like she's a good girl or a good person, but like I just realized maybe the vibes just weren't there for friendship. So like, cool, that's why it's important to have these relationships and to like go on these friend dates because you know what you want in a friendship and what you don't and what serves you and what doesn't. And so before I came here, I just DM'd a bunch of people that I knew through friends or have heard of or in the comedy scene. I don't know, like even like TikTokers who live in New York. And I was just like, hey, like I'm moving to New York. Like I would love to hang out and like would love for you to like tell me your favorite places here or something. I'm trying to make new friends. And a lot of them answered, which was really cool because like you don't owe that to anyone. You know, I'm a fucking random person in your DMs asking you to like, hey, like I want to make friends. I feel like that it screams loser, but it screams legend at the same time. I'm a legendary loser. That's actually a lie. Like I was trying to be humble. I'm not a loser actually. I'm really fucking cool and humble. Am I getting cocky? Has moving to New York got me cocky? Let's talk about it. But like I went to a stand-up show, an open mic with a girl I DM'd with, and it was so incredible. Like it was just like it felt like I was with someone who understood it. And like, I have friends who are comedians in LA, but in New York, it's a different fucking ball game. It's like everyone has their little journal that they're writing in after of like the jokes and before, and like everyone knows what hit and what doesn't. And it was nice that someone like her and like just someone who doesn't owe me anything at all was so welcoming and was so warm and inviting to be like, yeah, just come with me and my friends. And I ran into an old friend from college there and I was just like, damn, like this shit's really good. And it was 2 days in and I really wasn't planning. I'm like, honestly, I just want to cancel. Josie's here. Our friend Emmy was here. My sister was here. And I was like, I just want to go hang out with them. And then I was like, I was reading my terms and conditions list. And I was like, I was reading rule number 8 in my terms and conditions list, and it says, stay focused, know what you need to do. And I was like, that's why I'm here, to make new friends, to grow in my craft, and to excel in my future, and to grow within myself. I know I'm fucking exhausted. I'm really nervous. Fuck it. Let's go. I ditched my friends and I was like, hey, I'll meet up with you guys after. I'm going to this open mic thing with a new friend that I'm making. And it was genuinely, I know it's such a small thing to do, but like to perform in front of 50 random people that you don't know. And usually whenever I have like an open mic or a performance in LA with my stand-up, I always have at least one person in the audience I have a relationship with, whether it's one of my friends or a person that I've like acted with. And this time I didn't. And it was so nervous. It was nerve wracking. Like I was like, but then I left after and I was like, I haven't been proud of myself in a long time. And that's nothing to do with, oh, feel bad for me. Like, no, like it was just like it was like a feeling like when you were younger and like you finally spoke up for yourself in front of, a bully was bullying you and you were like, I actually don't like it when you talk to me like that, or you can't say that. I felt like I stood up to the bully that was my brain, like my insecurities. And it felt real. I thought was once again so chuggy. What is going on? But like it's true. It felt really good. And like I'm excited. Like I have dinner with people this week. I'm going on walks with friends. Like it's so great. And like my lifelong best friend lives here. And like it's just, my sister lives close. It just felt really good, you know? The last thing that I want to talk about on this episode is I've realized that New York is a very lonely place. And I know what you're thinking.
Yasmin, you've only been there for 5 fucking days. What are you saying?
No, like this solitude is solituding. Because, I mean, it was my first time living alone ever. And I feel like you have to see, this is me. If you're listening, I'm doing my Ariana Grande hands again. I just feel safer this way. Don't know why. It feels like you have to just you have to be okay with being by yourself. And for so long in my life, I detested that idea that I have to be alone at any given time. Like in college, I would rather have died than, probably shouldn't say that right now. I would have rather ate shit than be alone, because alone with your thoughts, that's fucking crazy. But here, I'm kind of looking at this solitude as a gift, ? Because I feel like it's allowing me finally to like ask myself different questions, get to know the things around me, like the whole reason why I moved to New York. It feels weird because it's like I'm living alone. I go to sleep alone now. Like I don't have like a roommate there, like in the other room. If I'm gonna go like grocery shopping, I'm not gonna go with my roommate. Like if I'm gonna walk around to get to a friend's house, I'm not gonna like drive myself, which is alone, but in a sense, you're in control of that. Where it's like when you're walking somewhere, I don't know, but like I feel like being alone helps you learn yourself better in the world around you. And so before I tell you the list of things that I want to do alone in New York City, I asked you, my listeners, the people who follow my Instagram, what do you like to do alone? And I'm just going to read out a couple. That's what I'm going to do is read out a couple. Give me a second. Okay. So I asked some of you, what do you like to do alone? So it kind of like influenced me on what maybe I could do alone here. And I have cry. Someone said sing. Someone said go on drives with good music. Someone said make up psychotic hypothetical situations. Shout out Ember. Someone said cook, baking, a walk, listening to music for sure. Watch the sunset. I got a lot of masturbates. What I did get is a lot of, what do you like to do alone? Masturbate. Fair. And you know what? I endorse that. I'm Yasmin Hamadi and I endorse masturbating. I do. And then I got it's a lot of just masturbating. And then Grayson said, dinner for one at a restaurant. No, I'm not expecting anyone else. Thank you. Shop. I got a bake. A lot of shopping. We need to do something about that because I could shop endlessly. So you heard what everyone else likes to do alone. Some of the things people say. And also I'm going to continue to start doing that stuff. Like I'm going to be posting on my Instagram if you want to interact with me. Let me know what the fuck you think. I want to do a Q&A sometime because I'm really good at giving advice if I do say so myself. Things I want to do in New York alone. I want to walk in Central Park alone, listening to some music. I want to find my favorite bakery in New York City. I want to find like my go-to place for a croissant or for some really good bagels and bread. I want to walk on the Brooklyn Bridge. The thing is, I don't want to shop alone because I need someone with me to shop because I can convince myself to buy anything. I'll see a meat grinder, okay? Something to literally cut up pounds of meat. And I'll be like, well, girl math. I'll be like, oh, well, I think according to the logistics of the statistics, I might actually perhaps need that. What the fuck? I don't need that. But because I'm fucked up in the head, I can convince myself to do it. So I need someone to hold me accountable. I want to read a book every week, but I know that's not going to be realistic. So like every 2 weeks, read a book. I want to do that alone. I want to walk more alone. I know this is stupid, but I always get nervous running outside, like on the street, because I'm afraid that like people will think I'm like out of shape or something. There's nothing wrong with that if I like stop to like pant a lot or if like I can't run consistently. But while I spend my time in New York, I want to be able to do that. I want to book like a nice restaurant for myself, like on like when I celebrate something. I want to take a class alone here. An acting class or stand up. I want to go to different shows alone here. Theater shows. I will not go to a movie theater alone because I'm afraid I'll get fucking shot because in America we have a fucking gun problem. I want to do that. I want to go to a dog shelter alone and like play with the animals. There's so much that I want to do alone here. And like, I think over time I'll add stuff to the list. And like throughout these episodes that you see me in, I'm going to be checking them off if I did them. And I want you and I want me to hold myself accountable. And I think to end this episode, take this as like a little moment of like a little push for you to get out of your comfort zone. If you're thinking to like move to that city or to live alone, or to live with a roommate, or to quit that job, or start a new one, or start a new hobby. Oh, see, my ADD fucking brain, also before anyone comes for me like, you don't actually have ADD. Shut up. I do have ADD, actually. Thank you very much. Girls who have ADD are objectively hotter. Sorry, I'm telling the truth and you're lying. But I also want to take a pottery class while I'm here alone. I want to learn how to do like ceramics. I want to paint. No, I don't. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a dance class while I'm here. Like alone, you know? I want to go to different parades. Like, I don't know if there's like an Arab parade here or like a Dominican parade. Alicia's Dominican, so obviously Dominican Pride. There's so much that I want to do. So I think all in all in this episode, I want you to take this episode with a grain of salt as like a little push for you. Consider this your push to get out of your comfort zone. Maybe this is exactly what you needed to hear. If your life right now, you feel stagnant, you feel like stuck and you don't know what it is, but you're just not comfortable where you're at and you're just so over it. Take this as your little push to like move out, live alone, or live with your friend, or quit that job, or start a new one, or start a new hobby. Like if you want to start a podcast, take this as your push to start one. Or if you want to get into acting, or you want to ask that boss for a raise, or you want to go to a new city, you want to join like a club, or like you want to go back to school, like you want to get a fucking dog, but like well, make sure you can take care of it. But no matter what it is, if it challenges you, you know it's doing the right thing, in my opinion. Obviously, it shouldn't be like like you should be not like dying if you're doing it and you're dying. Like don't do that. But like change is uncomfortable and that is okay. And I think you need to dance with the fear and figure it out because you will always figure it out. I know this is a really tacky chuggy saying. If I say chuggy one more, let's play a drinking game. How many times can Yasmin say chuggy in one fucking episode? If it's like everything in life will work out in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. But you know what? It is the end of this episode. Bye. Ew, why am I doing so many chuggy things? You guys, I just did a peace sign to the camera. You guys, what is going on? I'm in shock right now. This is the most disgusting thing that I have ever done. This is why I hate millennials. So like maybe I'll do another episode on why the fuck I hate millennials. I'm joking. But anyways, that's the end of this episode. I'm so excited for what's to come next. I think this is the start of something new.
Start of something new.
I love this fucking city. Okay, I'll see you guys later. I love you. Bye. See you next week. Make sure to like, subscribe, download all future Main Character with Yasmin episodes, and major thank you to our incredible editor and producer, Max Shepardson. I'll see you next week. Bye.